and welcome to the Fable 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and of course, chaos. You're watching the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game set here in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can join us live here on the Fable 42 Twitch every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, or if you're feeling froggy, 4 p.m. Mountain. Welcome back. We're continuing our gosh, you can't do that. Our Bridge is just mugging to the camera, and I'm losing my mind.
I can't help it.
I did promise chaos. We're continuing our hunt, the return, today. But before we jump into it, let's have introductions from our players/characters. Bridget, would you like to go first?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Bridget. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at string_theories_. I am currently playing Suki Buchanan. She is a 70-year-old art professor at the University of New Mexico. She's heavily tattooed, teacher to Quavon Whispers, and also sasses the dead for a living. Yeah, she's the spooky playbook.
It gets better every time. Anne, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Anne. You can find me at Dusty Wings Illustration on Instagram, otherwise MZ Dusty on Twitch for some regular gaming or whatever we can find and do there. I'm playing Fiona the Spellslinger, who is an Irish lady with a little hidden secret, maybe a little bit of demon in her.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. And Stax, let's go to you next.
Oh, nice. Hi, everybody. I am Stax. You can catch me on any social media at JudgyDM. And today I am playing Gates, who is of the Monstrous playbook.
And he is just trying to do his best in this weird world he's found himself thrown into. And GW.
Hey everybody, I'm GW. You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, 2 B's, 2 zeros. You can also find me on Clarion Dance, a really cool sci-fi audio drama I had the pleasure
In space!
You can find that at clariondon.com or any of your favorite podcast platforms. Tonight, I am playing Quavon Whispers, aka Q. He is the divine playbook, as he's kind of the team's angsty ? Angel boy.
Period. No question mark. And I'm Jason Russell. You can find me on Instagram and for some reason TikTok at Critical Dice. And if you're just joining us, the giveaway is open. Hit !critical to jump into there. And if you're watching us on Twitch Live, you also can subscribe if you have Amazon Prime, and you totally should. You can use that right here. We'd appreciate it. But with that, let's get into our intro as we continue our hunt, the return.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. Most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, my favorite is the Duke City. These are the Duke City Chronicles.
Last we left our hunters, they had returned from 1945 and with a new member in tow, Fiona Malik, and meet a new member of the party of the C4 team, a man named Gates, who is actually bonded with the previous hunter named Eubank from the 40s, 50s, and 60s as the new Monstrous. And they go off to the University of New Mexico Hospital and to just try to figure out what's going on down there. A friend of his has gone missing, Dave Barnhart, and medications have been going missing from the pharmacy stockroom. After some investigation, they come across some flying clay constructs, which they either captured, destroyed, or let go. And after some quick thinking, due to Gates' shape-shifting ability, were able to talk their way out of almost getting caught. And now they've entered further deeper into the basement of UNMH, trying to find Dave before it's too late. They've learned some things about the monster, came up with what they thought was a good plan, and then Gates and Q have met the enemy, and it's a troll. So to paint the scene for you boys, the girls, you guys are still hiding, preparing, laying in wait at the teaching operation room there in the basement, ready with some salt rounds, some magic, and I think maybe the operating lights. Boys, you went down the hallway looking for this thing. You could feel the air in the hallway moving back and forth with the respiration of this beast as it takes one giant paw, grabs the door, hideous in size, and its toothy mouth, red eyes, appears in the doorway, that of a troll, tall, sinewy, and it gives a mighty roar. What would you guys like to do?
Gates, let's go. Let's go. Gates, come on. Come on.
Didn't you pour water on the ground? Am I even able to like move right now?
Are you surrounded?
You're not surrounded by it. I think he threw like some, if memory serves, some water on the ground in front of you. Like, okay, get scared. So you could definitely flee from it. In that moment of hesitation, you guys both feel a wave of terror emanate from the beast and encompass you. And you feel this unexplained panic in you. It's not enough to make you run, but it appears that this creature has an aura of fear, and you're at a -1 ongoing to your rolls.
Yikes.
All of us?
Just the boys right now.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
And it takes a few tentative steps closer.
Gates, the plan. Come on. Let's guide it. Let's guide it away. Come on. Come on.
Right. I'm gonna try and back up behind a table or something.
You back up, and it just as the swing comes in, and the claws stick into the mortar and the sheetrock of the wall, and it scrapes it back as it takes another step forward. And it seems to be savoring the experience.
Weird, strange, uncomfortable. How far away would you? How far away would you say it's away from us right now?
Oh, maybe 3-4 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
I'm booking it, and I'm trying to do my best to keep Gates in front of me. Q thinks that he has faster reflexes. You know, been doing this for a while. So he's like, "Come on."
I'd like you to act under pressure. -1, please.
Act under pressure -1.
Yep, that's plus cool.
All right. I am.
Oh no!
Oh no! I don't like that. All right. So
normally I
you
have
go
a
first.
+1 to cool, but I don't, and I just rolled snake eyes. So
So that's a failure. Good, but good news. Mark experience. When you get to 5, let me know.
oh my
Okay, so for me, since I have a -1 forward until who knows when, 12 total.
12 total. Yeah. You absolutely can. You are able to get your footing, no problem, and get away. And as you're kind of pushing Gates in front of you, he slips and he falls to the ground there, and you can hear almost like a guttural chuckle from the creature. As it kind of almost goes down to all fours and is like slowly with a menace coming closer and closer. Q, what do you want to do?
In my brain, since we're all linked by Suki, get ready, it's coming, get ready. I just like say it over and over again. And what I would like to do is, and before I do this, I want you to tell me if I can, because I don't want to leave anyone behind. What I want to do is in a blink of an eye teleport right to the door we're supposed to be leading it to. I want to make my chain, grab Gates, and pull him towards me.
Okay, yeah, so it's just around the corner. So you teleport to the door and you can see Gates on the ground. Gates, you just look up and Quavon's gone. And you're like, he left me. And and I'm gonna let your act under pressure roll ride for this. And you can see just him, and you can see like shadows coming down the hallway from the corner. And you pull the chain out and yank him. And Gates, you just feel this like holy energy wrap around your waist and yank you, kind of hips your hip bone as you go around, and you come sliding down the linoleum. And Q, you can see claws go into the ground right where he was, just kind of from the first or second knuckle around the corner. But Gates is now on the ground, just a foot in front of you, Q, and you can hear the movement still from the troll.
Get up! And I'm gonna book it right into the room. Book it right into the room.
You do this for a living.
So what do I see at this point?
You see Q with like almost like a smirk, like, man, I'm loving this, I would imagine, as he bursts into like the doors, that kind of swing, and Gates scrambling to his feet as they rush in. You heard in the head, it's coming. Girls, Suki and Fiona, where are you posted up? You said that you were laying in wait in this kill box, as it were, but let's talk specifics.
I did have a quick question about the surgical lights.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like a bunch of light stands? Is there like a light switch that I have to hit? Like what?
So the way that these work is there are two banks of them, and much like a dentist's office, they're from the floor from the ceiling on articulated arms that can turn and twist, and you can just flick a switch on the side of them. And the only kind of downside here is that from the door, they are one in front of the other. So the front one kind of semi blocks the back one. They're not. And they kind of swing left and right. So the front one would absolutely be able to hit the door. The back one, not as much, but it gives you options for the back part of the room.
Okay. Well, I know, I think Suki would definitely set up the first one so that it's like an easy click on.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I remember, who has the shotgun right now? Did I give the shotgun to you, Fiona?
Yes.
The salt round. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I'll be on the lights here. And the second I flip that light on, you hit him with the salt round, and then I'll hit the second one, and you do it again. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. That's our plan.
Great.
So I guess Suki's standing on a table, just waiting.
Yeah.
Just as low as you can get it to go. Yeah.
I'm in the corner, like the far corner, but facing the doorway.
Yeah, just like ready to launch to hit. Okay. Yeah.
Atta girl, Fiona.
So good. Is there anything better than the noise of just a shotgun? Just like
That's all you need to
action
defend your
scene.
house. You don't ever have to fire it. When you hear that, people run.
Yeah.
The story's over. Yeah. Well, apparently no one told the troll, as you see the claws slip between the two sections of the door where they meet, and it starts to swing in. You see it crumple a little bit as it does it, and the other one, and its face just
Click.
in the door. And it recoils, seemingly blinded by that light, a little bit dazed. Fiona, are you taking your shot?
Taking my shot.
Excellent. All right, roll plus tough. And
6.
how much? 6 total?
Yeah.
Mark experience.
Oh, buddy.
Which
Okay.
let's us all appreciate and give a round of applause for Fiona's first failure. That's really great. Good job.
Yay.
Well,
This is
welcome
Gates.
to how
Is it Gates too?
Oh no, I think I
no.
failed one before.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Fiona, welcome to how it feels for all the rest of us. Mark experience.
It's the wig.
Yeah, the shot goes wild and actually hits the edge of the light that Suki is holding, and it tips it away from the beast, and the light goes down, and it looks and you can see it's still kind of dazed and just and now you feel that wave of panic and fear flood the room. Suki and Fiona, you're also at a -1 ongoing from this wave of fear. Cool.
Dope.
And Fiona, you said that you were kind of like back in the corner a little bit.
Yeah, I was against the wall, so.
Okay, it's going to start making its way towards you because it recognizes the sound of the shotgun and it's making its way toward you. And it doesn't, I don't think, seem to notice Suki yet because she is still kind of behind that strong light, though it's not on the troll. It kind of obscures its vision and it seems to be dead-eyeing you. Gentlemen, what would you guys like to do?
I am going to. I'm gonna call out Pericletus.
Nice, great. So you summon the best boy, and energy. This golden light just emanates from your chest and manifests into the shape of a great hound that sits on the ground, sees the troll, and rears down low, furrow-browed, and a low growl comes from his throat. Do you have a task for him?
His task is to wait for me. I want him to. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna just say, wait.
He readjusts the legs a little bit, like it's like now more in a guardian stance.
And that's it.
Gates.
Not knowing how to fight, Gates is gonna try and rudimentarily like look for a shelf or something to knock over, and if he has to like reach out and grab it, then that's what he's gonna.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I'm going to say, so your intention here is to basically try to impede its progress. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Or to cause it some harm? Okay. Let's have you act under pressure.
Oh, another straight roll. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. 9.
9, a mixed success. Okay, so you see a shelf that has a couple of like textbooks and manuals. There's some clean scrubs on it and some other things, but it's made of metal, and you're like, yeah, that'll do. And it's not too far. You kind of stretch your arm just a little bit and grab it to pull it down, and it's either going to, and I'll give you the choice, it's either going to impede its progress or it's going to harm it.
Considering he will try and go for impede his progress.
Excellent. Okay, so the shelf comes down with a creak, and it looks just in time and puts a hand up as it smacks. This heavy shelf falls, hits it in its side, and kind of semi-pins it down to the ground. And it's just like just trying to get out of this thing, pushing it. You have a few moments where it is immobilized. I'll go back to Suki.
Shoot it!
Yeah. I think so. So the first light got like broken, right?
Not broken, just shifted on its hinge and its pivot point. So you could still turn it around again if you want.
Whip it around. I think I would. Can I sort of say, "Hi, big ugly, you look this way. Why don't you take on somebody your own size?" And when it looks over, I'll turn flick, and can I big whammy it at the same time?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you do an act under pressure at a -1 for that, since you're trying to kind of do a little multi-step action there.
Sure, no problem. So act under pressure is plus cool, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. So that's a 7.
A 7? Okay, it's a mixed success. So
yeah,
either you're going to be able to do one of the two things. The light will either hit it, but the whammy will go wild, or the whammy will hit, but the light won't quite make it to where it is because of like the way the hinge is.
I'll take the whammy, and I'll just like not do the light.
Yeah.
The light won't quite make it. And be like,
Yeah.
dang it,
So
and
so the
then
light goes to turn and it hits the end of where its swivel is. You're like, "Arr, dang it!
no,
Wham!
no.
All right, hit with that big whammy, please.
It would have been so cool.
Yeah. So just make this attack roll as normal since we already did the -1 for the act under pressure.
Cool. So that's an 8.
An 8. Great. What's the harm?
Plus 2 harm, close, obvious, ignore, armor.
Excellent. Okay. So you see that whammy hit it, and you hear like a kind of a bone crunch as you see the elbow that was up, kind of still trying to move this shelf, like just kind of like crack the other way, and now it sees you as well. And the arm that's underneath it just like goes wild because the light's still, and is going to hit you for 3 harm.
Ouch. All right. I mean, I didn't not deserve that, but
Yep.
you know.
And so I think that's not armor defeating, so that'll be 2 harm for you.
I was just about to say that. I'd be like, wait, you have that scarf thing, right?
The scarf that tells me
Grandma,
the scarf that tells me when something bad is going to happen as the bad thing actively happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. It's a great piece of armor. I'm very happy for it.
So-
I'm just kidding.
Part of it is I forget to give you the Spidey sense, but I didn't do it this time. I'm going to say because Q told you guys it was coming, so it wasn't necessary. Fiona, I think we'll go around to you again. It seems like a good kind of flow we've got going on. It's still kind of semi-trapped under this thing.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Well, as soon as I misfire, I'm like looking at the gun and like just shaking it, kind of frustrated. So I just drop it, and then like I'm winding up for a pitch. I'm gonna throw and cast, what is it called? Force attack, like so a little tiny ball of force is gonna spin, and you're not gonna see
Nice.
anything, but you're gonna see the reaction of it hitting his face, as if just pelted him with a giant softball.
Great. So roll plus weird since this is a magic move.
Ooh, 9.
9.
Sure.
Great. That's a mixed success. So what's the damage?
Not sure.
So is this a blast?
It's a force. Yeah.
Force?
Oh,
Okay.
two harm magic.
Yeah, so 2 harm magic, and then you're adding force to it, so +1, so total of 3.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah, a little ball. Or you said it was like a little ball, so
Yeah.
that'd be
Mhm.
2 harm total then. Okay. Yeah, great. You see it hit. It hits the thing square in the chest, and it also knocks a little bit more of the shelf that had fallen on it. It's already getting kind of like disassembled just through its weird angle and the movement of the troll. It kind of semi-stands and just will take its back claw and rake you for 3 harm. Just nothing special about it, not magic, not armor defeating or anything. So take 3 harm, and then Suki, from your vantage point, you can see that elbow that was broken go and fix.
Yikes.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Uh,
looking around for who's next.
I think I'll add that little fact to the telekinesis party. Just like, oh no, y'all see that elbow?
the telepathic wiki will
Oh,
reference
no.
this.
Yeah. Oh no,
Oh no, our troll! It's not broken.
it's not broken.
Q, what would you like to do?
All right. So, if I remember correctly, I think Gates did something to kind of hold its movement. Is that correct?
It did, and then it's now stood up, and so it didn't get any closer to Fiona, its intended target. But then Fiona moved up on it, and now it's like pretty much to its feet. Fiona's pretty close. Suki's not too far away with the light, and then you guys are a bit further, though Gates is relatively close.
So, my glowing golden chains of light, I begin to kind of like stretch it out a little bit more and more, and you just kind of see kind of like this glowing, floating, snaky chain just kind of like wrap around me. I'm gonna speak out to the goodest boy,
To Pericletus, yes.
Good boy.
Get ready. And I'm going to send all of my snakish chains towards him, and I'm going to try to get good enough to hold it in place.
Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and roll that kick some butt roll.
And it is -1 still, yes? Forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see what I can get. Well, not bad. 10! Is that a total success?
That's a total success, even with the -1?
Even with the -1, yeah.
Nice. Okay. And so it sounds like the extra effect you want is put it where you want it.
Yes, please!
Excellent. So that razor wire snakes around it as it hits it for 3 harm. And you see that the chain links back to itself at the beginning after it goes around a few times, and its kind of hands are pinned to its side, and it is kind of like locked there, and you see it trying to struggle against it, and as it does, it kind of like bumps its head and it hits the big light out of your hand, Suki, and goes spinning around and turns off, and is kind of inert now, hanging limply from the ceiling.
And after that's done, I'm gonna just kind of cue everything that he has always done before. Now has just been full force everything, even though he doesn't need that. He loosens his grip a little bit on his chain, because his chain can do all the work, and he's gonna put it over into Pericletus' mouth. Hold him, boy. And I want Pericletus to like hold the chain to keep him in place, so I have my hands free.
That's amazing. It's like when my dog tries to take himself for a walk. I love it.
And I'm going to speak out. I'm going to give this thing a chance. Who are you, and what have you done with? Who's your friend again? As I look over at Gates.
Dave.
Where's Dave? And that's all I do.
He kind of like looks at you and just like goes,
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good.
and Q, you see it like struggle even more, and you can see like the wound on its like right below its elbow is like he's like aggravating it on purpose, and then his right arm just falls off in the chains. And Gates, you're next.
So from the tipped over thing, Gates is gonna try and look for like a syringe or something.
Yeah.
To grab.
Now, you did tell me that you were going to probably prepare some like diuretics or something before from the pharmacy stock room. I remember that being part of the plan. I don't know if you ever got around to that or not.
Did we get around to that?
Let's assume that you were able to prepare two hypodermics in a similar fashion as Suki was able to prepare 2 salt rounds.
Okay. Well, so his intent is to use his medical knowledge of like anatomy and everything to take that syringe, to cut it in a spot where if he applies this other med, it'll hit his system faster.
Yeah, you want to do a judicious kind of application of this diuretic. Okay.
Yeah, so not so
Great.
much for damage, but more for application.
Excellent. Nice. Let's go ahead and have you kick some butt.
Oh, I'm about to kick some butt. Is this still with -1?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it might not kick some butt. Okay, that's good. So 10 minus 1, 9.
So a 9. That's a mixed success. Yeah. So so it's going to do like 1 harm to it.
Okay.
But it does. You like just jam it right into its neck, where it's being restrained by Quavon's goodest boy, and you just hit the plunger as hard as you can, and it roars out, and you can see like black, like almost like necrotic tissue spidering out from the veins around the entry point. And it's like just enraged now, roaring and pushing against this chain. Q, you see some of the cuts along its torso where your razor wire is hitting it just close back up. And Gates, you feel a slash on your thigh as you see the hand that was lopped off clutching into the muscle of your front of your thigh as it acts independently.
Creepy.
Oh my god, I love this.
Get it off!
I'm glad, but also you need counseling. I think that is Suki. Let's what do you want to do?
It's probably fair to say that this troll has lost like a fair amount of blood on the floor, right?
There's a couple of drops, yeah.
Could I jinx it to, as it struggles, sort of slip in its own blood and sort of fall over, maybe hit its head or something?
Yeah, roll that jinx. Let's see what happens.
All right. And it's the -1 still, right?
Yes, it is. Now, before you do that, I will say this. Now that everyone's kind of experienced it, to put it into terms we all commonly understand in D&D, if you wanted to roll to save against this effect, instead of attacking, you could choose to act under pressure to resist it. So now that everyone's had a kind of couple of rounds to deal with this, that's the mechanic of what you would use to kind of negate this aura of fear.
I want to see this fall over like
I
Wile
do too.
Coyote though.
I want some yakety sax action going on. Let's do it.
Jinx.
All right. Okay.
Jinx.
It's I got me a 12. Which
Nice.
even a -1 is
Still
11.
a full success, yeah.
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 I want him to like in my mind make that little sound that they make in the cartoon where like yeah. Where it's just like
Okay.
whoa.
So interfere with what a monster minion or bystander is trying to do. I like
Yes.
that. Yeah, so it's going to slip and fall, and with the chain still around it, and Q, you see Claricletus like pulling back on the chain. He slides forward a little bit, which is not something you knew he could do. You're not really sure if he's fully corporeal, and as he's trying to hold onto this chain with the sudden movement of the troll, but he is now restrained and prone to continue to use the D&D analogy on the ground. Great job, Suki. Fiona, what would you like to do?
Her instinct would probably be throw another blast at it. That's what
I love
she's
it.
gonna do.
Let's do it.
Right at its jaw.
Roll you plus weird. Use magic.
11 this time. Getting better, you guys.
A full success. Very good. And let's see. I think that you can also, just like when you do combat magic, you can choose your extra effect. So your options are, you can choose to inflict terrible harm, give a +1 forward to yourself or another hunter, take less harm, or force them where you want them. Force them where you want them might be redundant, but you might have a clever idea.
I guess a little extra damage if I can.
A little extra damage, yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the same as before, so 2, so now 3.
Yeah.
Great. No problem. Yeah, you blast it right in the head with this ball of force, just conjure in your hand, just and it knocks back, and one of its eyes is kind of like bloody and like all messed up, and you see it kind of heal, and the eye opens back up and like looks at you like and you feel a slash in your ankle as you look down, and you see that arm that had previously hit Gates has like wormed, snaked its way over and just slashed you for 2 harm.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I think yeah, we're back to Q. What would you like to do, Q?
As I see Pericletus kind of struggling a little bit, to keep the chains taut, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at the troll, and I would like to try something. I feel like I can do it, but I guess we'll find out together. As the chains are just slowly doing what they're trying to stay in place and everything. With my left hand, I'm going to kind of form this long kind of object. It's just, and at first it's like kind of formless, and it's just kind of like some kind of line or something in space. And then when I grab it, it turns into this, for lack of a better term, Thor's hammer. One side is an axe, and the other side is the blunt hammer. This long 2-headed thing, and I'm going to run up to this arm that I think is still active.
Yes, it is. Now I will say this, Q. So the Warhammer is a beautiful picture. I don't think we've established that you could form more than one kind of weapon at a time. In my mind, the way this has always gone, if you do that, the chain disappears. Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. Roll to kick some butt.
All right.
-1.
And as I'm coming down on the downswing, where is Dave? Okay, so 10
total. Even with a -1.
Yes, I rolled a 6 and a 2, so
Complete
-1 is
success.
7 plus. Yes.
Nice, complete success. What do you want to be your extra effect?
My extra effect is I want this arm to stay in place. No, I'm kidding. I want to do what's it called? Terrible harm.
Yeah.
Terrible harm, and on top of that, I want to make this a precise strike.
A sniper hammer roll. Got it. Yeah, roll precise strike.
Here we go.
Which is an extra thing he has on his playbook he took a while back. Lets him do even more damage on a full success.
And I'm going to take away 1 because I still have a -1. So, so that's going to be. Let me just look at this real quick. Precise strike is plus tough. Yes. So it's going to be a 10 again. I rolled a 5 and a 3. -1 is 7 plus 3.
So that gives you 2 extra harm.
Yes, it does. So in total,
it's going to be 6 harm, and you're doing this to the arm, that one that's been wriggling around causing trouble. No problem. You turn that thing into a smear. Like you hear the bone crack right here in the midst of what would be the forearm, the body of this thing, and you see it kind of go limp as it's almost bifurcated, cut in 2 with this blunt side of the hammer, where all the stuff here in the middle is just a slurry of tendons, bone shards, and muscle, and that thing no longer moves. And that's when you feel the hot breath on your neck behind you as the troll just shoves its other arm, the claws right into your back for 3 harm.
So 2 harm because of my holy armor that just kind of pops up when it happens.
Yeah, and it has those claws in your back, just those various points around your spine, and it kind of just comes slowly over your shoulder.
Thanks, I hate it.
You're welcome, anytime. Glad to help.
I hate it.
And he didn't say anything besides that when I said, "Where is Dave?" Yeah.
No, he has yet to speak. Gates, what would you like to do?
Okay. And you said we can try and do act under pressure to negate this fear?
Absolutely, yeah.
Gates is going to try that, but in his way, he is going to try and tap into Eubank's knowledge to see if he's encountered trolls before. And
Yeah. So are you rolling that past lives move?
yes, that's what I was trying to go for. I was like,
Love
I
it.
can't
Yeah.
find
Past
it.
lives. Go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up for you.
Okay.
So roll plus weird.
10 minus 1.
So a 9.
Okay. Yes, 9. Why do I keep getting 9s? It's 9.
I don't know. It's a mixed success. It's great. You can ask one of the questions. What did the past life discover about blank? How did the past life deal with blank? An important hidden secret. What did the past life learn too late? Or what does the past life advise me to do now?
There's like 2 I want to do. I guess this one might help more than the other one, but what did the past life learn too late?
You have a momentary vision of it's a campfire scene. You're surrounded by pine trees covered in snow. There's a few tents, and you can see from a perspective of you on the ground breathing hard. You look up and you see a troll, much like the one that you see now, though it appears to be more white and pale, more albino style, and it has Frank Hibben. Well, you wouldn't know that, but a man in a fedora by the neck, and as he's struggling, and you see another man run and grab a log from the fire and shove it into the chest of this troll as it screams in pain, and you're back in the operating room.
If he can, Gates will just like yell in his mind. Well, he doesn't know how the mind thing works, but he'll yell in his mind, "Fire! It's weak to fire."
Fiona's like, yes, it's my time.
I was worried about this.
She just gotta hit it. She just gotta hit it.
You gotta be, come on.
No pressure.
No more
pressure.
air
That's the
balls,
key.
guys.
And Gates, I'm going to say that memory of seeing something actually rally against this is going to also break the spell of fear in you and your passenger.
Nice.
Suki, what would you like to do?
So I'm still standing next to the first light. How far away is the second light?
Easily within reach. You could easily take a couple steps, grab it, and try to get it to turn. But we already established that if it may be outside the arc of where this thing can turn because of where it's positioned, and he's still doorward-ish, and so it could be a shaky proposition.
It could be
Just
an iffy thing.
yeah, since we already established that.
I think she would like to try to break the spell of fear anyway, for sure.
Okay, no problem. Act under pressure.
Right. Oop. No, it's 5.
Mark experience.
Thank you so much.
I'm jealous.
Thank
Everyone's
you
getting
so
experience
much.
today except me.
I wouldn't be jealous, bud.
I'm sorry,
I-
Q. All I heard was I can only succeed.
Golly. Darn it! I'm so good at this game.
Yeah, you're trying to like go to your happy place, Suki, and you're just like, okay, yeah, it's like a warm bed and covers and a hot cup of tea, and in your like mind's eyes, you're like imagining comfortable places. You just see like the clawed troll hand come from under the bed, and you're just like, nope, that's not gonna do it. Fiona, what would you like to do?
Rats.
Freaking fire blast. Okay, so
Hey!
Turton though, she's all cut up. She's actually down on a knee. So she's gonna build it up from her shoulder blades out to her forearms and just launch it, traditional style.
Atta
Yeah, so
girl.
this is a fire
Oh my
blast.
God. Yeah.
So roll plus weird at a -1.
9, 10,
Total?
11, 12.
12.
Ooh.
And does that include the -1?
No, 11.
11. Okay. Not that it matters. I just wanted to be consistent. Great. So that's going to do 4 harm. So 2 for the blast, 2 for the fire.
2 for the fire.
Phenomenal.
And it won't spread, so that's good.
That's really good. Yeah. You can choose an extra effect, ma'am.
Ooh.
Plus 1 to you and the one hunters. Damage, move it where you want it. What you want.
What was the first one again?
Take the advantage. Take a +1 forward or give it to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them.
I'll do more harm, I guess.
More harm. So 5 harm to something we know it's vulnerable to. That's phenomenal. Yeah. So you hit this thing, you're like, oh, easy. And these, like, may I flavor it? Is that okay? Like your 2 fists come together as fire shoots from it, and for just a split second, the head of the fireball appears to be the visage of a dragon, mouth open, and hits it square in the chest just as it turns to you, and it blasts it straight out the doors as you see its whole torso burning. And it looks, before we talked about how its visage was something that was sinewy and slight, now it almost appears gaunt with the flickering shadows of the flame still on its body. And instead of attacking back, you hear it start to run down the hallway. Q, what would you like to do?
Q is surprised that Fiona hit so hard without the other side coming out. So he was already, kind of fighting a little bit out of fear, but now he looks at kind of Fiona as this taken aback for a moment.
Oh boy, this is nothing. I've been in this game a long time, my friend.
Oh.
Says her with her thighs torn up.
Just bleeding from her ankle.
Can't stand up, but
as it runs away, to my understanding, when I summoned my Thor's hammer, my chains did vanish, yeah?
It did, yes, which is why it was able to move and attack and, in this case, start to flee, yes.
I am going to take this time as it's running away to kind of, I don't know, I feel, my fear is maybe fading away, so I want to take this time.
Actually, now that you mention it, all of you feel that wave of fear go away, and only in its absence do you realize that it wasn't your own. It was something manufactured from the control itself, not you just being intimidated by its presence. It was something it affected.
I still am me. No, as it tries to plunder down the hallway, my Thor hammer is going to start to loosen up, and it turns back into those golden links that almost seem endless in my hands as I open it up. And I'm going to send all of my chains to try to wrap it up again.
Excellent.
We'll see. And also, keep in mind, since it's running away, I am attacking it from behind. Is that correct?
You are. Do you have a relevant move?
I do. It's called sneaking. Let's see what we have here. So that's going to be 12 to hit, total success.
Mm-hmm.
And I want this to be a precise strike as well, because we about that in life. So that's going to be 15 on the precise strike. All right, so that's going to be 3 from the golden razor chains. That's going to be another 2 damage because I'm attacking it from behind, and that's going to be another 2 damage because another 2 damage because precise strike. And I'm going to take that, since I was a total success, I want to get that extra damage, but I'll just leave it at 7. So 7 damage, and I want to hold it in place where I want it.
Hold it where you want it. Okay. So 7 harm, put him where you want him. And you want it to not be able to leave. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. So that chain rips out, the door is still partially open and swinging. You see it wrap around its waist and hips as it screams in pain and falls to the ground. It's still like trying to like claw like one of with its one good arm, trying to get away, but you're still holding it with the chain, keeping it there. And yeah, so it's outside in the hallway against the wall, like bleeding and trying to pull up. And it's like you can hear its breath still. There's been a pervasive feeling this whole time, but it's ragged. It's barely like there's feel like there's blood in the lungs, that kind of thing.
And I would just say out with and it's interesting because I'm saying it almost under my breath, yet it still kind of echoes with some otherworldly power. I say, "Who's afraid now?" And I end my turn.
You know, and here I thought you couldn't like power game Monster of the Week, and yet here we go. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just impressed. Wow.
Fiona's in the background, like, whoop.
Go team, go. Gates, what would you like to do?
So it's grappled. It tried to run away from us. It's not going anywhere. How close is Q from it?
Q is a surprising distance. I'd say about 10
so he
feet
still
unless
have,
he
like,
got
the
closer.
chains extended out. Okay.
Oh yeah. The chain is what's holding it. So you guys are still inside, kind of centrish to the room, and we established that this room is about the size of like an elementary school room, and it's out in the hallway against the wall, trying to like leave with its one good arm while the chain is holding onto it, and with ragged, blood-filled lungs.
Okay. Gates, not wanting to get too close, will try and like reach his arm out and like hit like a light or something and hope that fixture will like come down, because we already established the roofing here needs to get fixed, so we're just gonna make it a whole theme.
I love that. I think it might be more less the contractors, more Suki, but yeah, let's do that. Let's have you act under pressure for that, since this is not a straight attack.
Okay.
Necessarily, but yeah.
And we're not affected. So plus 11.
11, nice. And so what is it that you're exactly trying to accomplish here? Just to hit it with the stuff?
Yeah, if there's like one of those fluorescent lights, the long ones that come down, just to like clip it enough to where it just falls on him more.
Nice. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So you do what you set out to do, and that light comes down, like hits it in the head, and it like cries out in pain and looks a little like dazed as well. We can kind of move out of like combat oriented thing. While this thing is not dead, it is definitely on the ropes. So if you guys want to kind of rethink your strategy or come up with something else, go ahead. But you have you have a beat here. You have the pacing.
We out here fighting. Q would instantly, as he's holding these chains and he sees that this thing is on its last leg, ? He's going to like look at Suki, just physically look at her, and in his brain, are you able to hear this thing's thoughts? Can you see if it speaks?
I mean, I can surely try.
Yeah. Roll plus weird. You'll drop the party line, unless I'm misreading this and you'd like for him to join the team.
No. No. He doesn't need to know our innermost thoughts.
True, yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an unabated voice message.
You tried to contact
Mailboxes.
C4.
This mailbox is full. This outgoing message will play for you.
So it's a 13.
13.
10 plus 3.
Yeah, so you drop the party line and you guys feel that door close in the back of your brain. And so you focus on this troll and it like shaking its head, trying to resist you, and then all of a sudden just red tie-dyed colors fly past your vision, and you're inside its head, and it's not ordered thoughts like a typical sentient creature capable of speech and thought and those things. It's more animalistic, but of a slightly higher order. It seems to be mostly emotions and instinct. What are you trying to discover?
Um, I I think she would like to know whether or not he actually ate Dave.
Um,
So like, maybe she go like, "Troll eat Dave." Where Dave?
yeah, yeah. As you focus on those wonderful questions, you get little memory flashes of activities it's taken, and you can see it holding an ankle of someone's leg and just very leisurely, like just slicing layers. And I'm sorry for this image, layers of thigh muscle off as it eats it. And you would hear screaming from whoever owns this leg. And then you get the feeling that it's keeping it alive because it likes for it to suffer.
Suki's
So
good.
is it alive? Yes. Did he eat him? Yes. Both things are true.
Both things is true. Suki is going to involuntarily gag a little bit out in here in the real world. And then I guess she's gonna. I know it's kind of like a higher level question, but like, why here? How get here? Why hospital?
Yeah, I'll let you hold two in the same way of like investigate a mystery. I like this. I would say that the image that you get is it traveling underground and it moving a grate from above it over, and it just kind of like emerging up into what you appears to be, as we said before, like the furnace or HVAC room of the hospital, and it just kind of coming out and putting its kind of longish nose inside the different intakes for the air and like sniffing and trying to find prey that's carried to it on the wind.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I will impart that to my friends. It looks like he ate Dave, but Dave might still be with us.
And it like looks at you and kind of realizes now that like you're in its head, and you get the impression that it wants to show you something. And you see its other arm stop trying to claw away and like kind of reaches, and it's not naked, it's not Donald ducking either. It's like got like a loincloth kind of vibe going on, like rudimentary, like Neanderthal style clothing, and it kind of reaches behind its back and it has like this little tube, and it shows it to you, and you can see that it's an EpiPen, and it smiles and shoves it into its thigh.
Uh-oh.
And the other arm begins to grow back. And that's where we end our episode.
We're so sorry, Dave. I'm sorry, Salty. We trying.
We try.
Sorry, Dave. Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave.
I love the idea of where is Dave? Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. As a t-shirt. Just going to wear that at Gen Con all day. All right. Hey, thank you so much for joining us for this more disturbing than usual Duke City Chronicles. Sorry for that. But we're going to call our winner. So if you're in the chat and you put an exclamation critical, we're going to call that now. And if you're the winner, then please message me on Discord. The link is also here in our Dingle Hopper below, and also in the chat. But we'll see you back here next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific. And until then, Albuquerque's a weird place. Let's keep it that way.